Hi, everyone. How are you today? Donna Page Riley here with MissDonnaSpeaks.com. Hope you are having a wonderful day on today. I'm always wanting to bring an encouraging message. Now, I wanted to actually wait a little while before I talked about the incident at the Oscars. And for those of you that may not have seen the Oscars or may not know what actually happened, what happened is Chris Rock was doing his monologue on stage. And of course, as comedians do, he did a joke. Will Smith was obviously very offended by the joke that he did, and feeling obviously that Jada was not comfortable with it. But what Will did is he actually, in the midst of Chris talking, he left his chair, he walked up on stage, and he punched Chris Rock. Okay, yes, he did. He punched Chris Rock. Now, I've been just kind of observing a lot of feedback on congratulating Will Smith for standing up for Jada and so on and so forth. Well, I know I do a show called What is Etiquette Anyway? And I'm just going to tell you the etiquette part that I'm thinking. And of course, the reason that I do that show is to make the world a polite place to live. So, and I know I can only do that one person at a time. And so that's why I always use platforms to encourage. Now, I want to talk a little bit about conflict resolution. I've worked with youth over the years, and one of the main workshops that I have taught in the past is conflict resolution. So, I can't say how Will was feeling because I don't know. So it would be unfair for me to speculate. However, I do believe that this most certainly could have been handled with conflict resolution. Okay. For those of you that saw the incident and what happened right after the incident, which we don't know exactly because they actually closed the mics for several seconds. So obviously there were some things that were being said that they did not want to have aired. Okay. But we did hear what he said. And if you could not hear what he said, we were certainly able to watch and read his lips. But let's talk about conflict resolution for a moment. We're always talking to children about how they should resolve conflicts. Okay, so these are two grown men, and it really could have been handled so much differently. Okay, and I just see so many people giving Will praise and not necessarily Chris Rock, being praised for anything. But I give Chris Rock praise for not striking back or anything, because this could have gotten really ugly. Okay, so it just kind of reminded me if someone, the scripture in the Bible, if someone hits you on the cheek, turn the other cheek. And that's basically what he did. And quite naturally, he was very stunned. But, some different ways this could have been handled. He could have said, Chris, I'm going to see you after the show. Or perhaps, that wasn't a really good joke or something, but continue. This was, how many millions and billions of people was actually watching this show at the time? The Oscars, we know that there are millions, billions probably of people around the world that watch this. And it's such a formal event. Everyone was dressed up, looking nice and classy. The first time I've ever noticed so many Black people that had so many roles as a part of this actual production. So it really saddens me to see this kind of violence, because I'm going to call it what it is. It was violence. Okay. To my knowledge, Will Smith has not been arrested, right? To my knowledge, I don't think there have been charges that have been pressed against him. I did hear that he offered an apology to Chris Rock. However, I think he would have, had this been a person of another persuasion, if you will, that he hit like that and bruised like that, I don't think we would have seen the same results. I think he would have been charged with aggravated assault and battery. So, it was just so sad to see that. And I'm saddened for Will. He's a great guy. He, has been doing so many positive things. It's been out of, he's been pretty much out of the limelight for any kind of negative things. And I understand, people snap. I understand that. But there is still something called self-control. Okay, that's one of the fruits of the spirit. And I know he's a believer. So, we all know what the fruits of the spirit is: love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. As far as Chris, I really don't think he said anything, to make it blatant or to say anything as far as to hurt anybody or to hurt Jada or to hurt anybody's feelings. And once again, you have to look at the context, and you see, shows over and over about comedians. They say things to make you laugh. Are they always in good taste? Not necessarily. And I'm sure this could have been handled another way. I know it could have been handled another way, with conflict resolution. Since I've worked with so many youth and I encourage so many youth, one of the first things I thought about are, what are the kids thinking about this incident that they actually saw? When we try to teach them to solve their situation with nonviolence, what are they thinking? So we have to be really careful how we act and how we, react to situations, because there's always someone watching. And I'm always thinking, as adults, whether we want to be in the position or not, we are role models. So we have to be very careful about how we conduct ourselves, especially when out in public. So I just wanted to share that. I felt the need to share that. And I wanted to wait a few days to be able to do that. So, both Will Smith and Chris Rock, they're wonderful. They're geniuses in their craft. But I also have to remind myself too, they are human. Okay. So thank you all so much for listening. I just wanted to just kind of jump on and give some feedback. The majority of my background is in teaching etiquette, and they're just, and always trying to see, I guess, the silver lining in the cloud. Okay, so again, thanks for listening. We'll talk again soon. Take care, and bye for now.